Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a phenomenal day. Quick look here again at Cardano. When we talked about this one last, it was actually ascending positively, creating higher highs and higher lows. We're now at this point where we're retesting this most recent high on the 4-hour. We're tentatively losing it, but a lot of that has to do with Bitcoin pulling back and just having generally a bad day. Okay, so again, that said, there's a good chance we could still be in good shape. We just want to confirm a few factors. So we'll look at some backend data to also understand that as well. So if you are new to the channel, just keep in mind, I do love teaching people to trade. I hope you can learn something here today. CryptoCash.tech if you want to become a better trader. Let's go ahead and refresh this here. This does time out once in a while. And yeah, while we're waiting for that, I want to also recognize too some really nice trades here recently. We took an ICP trade last night based on that bull flag pattern, 40% in 20 hours. Avalanche 25% in 15 hours. Then of course we took a nice Cardano trade here recently, about 74%. Took profit a couple of days ago there. We still have a long position open for our third, fourth, and fifth target. So keep in mind, as we take profit, our stop loss adjusts higher to ensure we secure profits. And by the way, when we do take profit, we're taking good 60 to 80% profit in the first 1, 2, or 3 trades. So if you're not doing something like that yourself, you're doing yourself a disservice, leaving a lot of money on the table, if you will. So it's important to kind of recognize that. I talk about all that in my trading university and more important within my community. So jump on over there, join up, and we'll talk a little bit about that if you'd like. So Cardano, let's go ahead and pull this up here. I'll switch out the color just because I do prefer the red. Kind of gets the point across a little bit better. So what we're looking at here for liquidation, there's a few key things here. First of all, there's a slight concentration of liquidation at 60 cents. But not too much else there. There's also some liquidation here about 69, 68 cents, but pretty big range, if you will, right? In other words, nothing super concentrated. It's the thing I like about Cardano. It doesn't have massive amounts of liquidation at any key level. It typically seems to be pretty spread out. Okay, so I just think it's either less people trading it, or perhaps there's even less manipulation per se, because of the fact that we're not seeing these massive liquidation levels. So I think it's positive overall in the big picture. Speaking of positive, take a look at the daily. Just to quickly note here, we are starting to diverge, but not truly in dire straits. Stochastic, RSI, money flow index, RSI itself, all coming down. We're losing a little bit of momentum on the daily as well. So the truth is we haven't broken down below any type of trend lines yet, so I'm not super concerned with the price action pulling back massively. We got somewhat of a larger trend line here as well on the daily. We'll go ahead and extend that out there. And we'll look at some shorter term trend lines too. And again, a lot of times these trend lines will run concurrent with the moving averages. Okay, so a lot of times you'll see ones like this one, for example, the 20-day SMA, holding the price action in place for the moment. Okay, so we want to kind of pay attention to that. Once we lose the 20-day SMA on the 4-hour, it's kind of one of those things where we just kind of got to open our eyes a little bit and expect the price to maybe continue to come lower. Okay, doesn't mean we're bearish. Doesn't mean the price action is just going to explode to the downside or something. It just implies we got to be on our toes to pay attention to some other trend lines and some key level supports. Okay, so let's go ahead and extend the fibs out a little bit here. Let's take a quick peek at Elliott Wave. If this is our highest point, which it does appear to be, we've had our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern, then we are due for a correction down to possibly 57.5 to 59 cents. Okay, that's not a guarantee on that one, but a lot of times, ABC patterns do finish or follow right after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So hypothetically, we could see a further correction down lower to this volume support at about, once again, 59 cents. Could be a bouncing point. Keep in mind, a lot of times when that is established, it'll establish a lower low, lower high, and then a lower low after. Okay, so if our ABC completes, we'll see at least another lower low and another lower high. Okay, all right. So that's kind of where we're at there. MACD diverging, bearish. Stochastic RSI swinging down, still bearish. We are slightly above 50 on the RSI, and the money flow index is still remaining high. So this isn't like dire straits by any stretch, but it does imply that we got conflicting information. So we're on the right side of the tracks, but all the oscillators are telling us we're trending towards the wrong side of the tracks. So if I see that, I pretty much pump the brakes. I do not take a trade. I'm comfortable with our current trade being open, having taken already, but I think almost 80% on that trade. So I'm really not concerned with the price action pulling back to our stop loss, because the stop loss is adjusted to break even, and we're going to walk away profitable if it pulls back to that level. If not, it's just going to continue to run, and a few days later, we might get an additional percent. That's how I like to trade, me personally. Maybe you can comment below, let me know what your trading style is. I'd love to hear it. I know everyone has their own little ways of doing things. Again, like the video before we go any further. Also, be sure to check this out too if you haven't already. Bitunix is a phenomenal exchange. Highly recommended. No KYC, no VPN. A lot of our US members are coming over there. And if you use my link to register, you get significant deposit and trading rewards. And there's also even this thing right now in the next 48 hours up until December 17th, you get a trading safeguard. So on your first trade, you're safeguarded for $100. Okay, so again, it's really kind of cool little features they offer here. We're going to have some trading competitions coming up soon, but you have to use my link to register. That's kind of the bottom line. All right, last thing but not least, let's go ahead and find our hourly time frame and quickly understand a couple of key factors here. I'm curious about the cloud. I'm sure we're going to be well below that or within. There we go. Okay. So what this basically means for us is that we have 2 out of 3 indications for a short position consideration. So lag and span is free and clear. We've broken below this recent low. Okay. Conversion lines below the baseline, and of course the price action is within the cloud. So its general rule of thumb is to not trade while the price is in the cloud. So until we break below this level, we have no reason to take a trade. Yeah, that's kind of what we're looking at there. So I would just highly recommend waiting and being patient. Closure down here below 61 cents in the next couple of trading days would probably give us indication the price is going to go lower. It could very well bounce. That's what this lower lead is for. So just keep in mind we might be in good shape. That's about what we got there for you, folks. Again, comment below, like, subscribe, follow, a whole 9 yards. Remember, we do have a Twitter, Telegram, and Discord. I send out playout charts frequently so you kind of understand what's going to happen next. I'll do so here as well shortly with this one. And I greatly appreciate you watching. Thanks again to my Cardano followers and the wonderful feedback. Have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.